Before we move on, not only does the Crawford family love their giant gold chains, but they also love Monopoly Go. And in Monopoly Go, you can team up with your friends and your family for time tournaments where you work together to build up each other's boards. There's more to win together, and there are awesome prizes you can unlock, and there's so much to get. Unique stickers that you can trade with friends to complete albums for big prizes. Cool new play pieces to travel the boards with, hilarious emojis to taunt friends with when you smash their buildings or heist their vaults. There's always something fun to discover in Monopoly Go, so get off the bench and go download it for free on the Google Play Store or the App Store today. Game on.
Very good. Okay, Guardians, Bull.
Yeah.
2-4 on the road trip.
Yeah.
Their 3 previous losses were close games.
Yeah.
Extra innings.
Tyler Beatty got smoked out of the pen yesterday.
Oh, my God.
He was terrible.
The pen coming into this week was A+++.
Yeah.
Everybody, Gaddis was perfect. Clase was perfect.
Yeah.
But, boy, the last week, they're leaking oil.
Well, the problem is
because they've had some injuries in the pen.
Yes,
and they're overworked.
The starting rotation's not going deep enough.
They're
it was big that McKenzie, who had his best start 2 nights ago, was able to go 7. I thought that was big. But even in a game where he goes 7, they go. First of all, they're pitching too much. You're going to extra innings. That's more innings on the bullpen.
Yep.
They are going to. The Guardians have not made a significant starting pitcher trade in I think 12 years when they traded for Ubaldo Jimenez. They are going to have to trade for maybe 2 starting pitchers if they're serious about winning.
Gavin Williams is said to be coming back.
Yeah, but
he's ready.
That's fine. But right now, I trust Bybee, obviously.
Yeah.
McKenzie is trending in the right direction. The rest,
I think Allen he's shown signs of the old Logan Allen, too.
I just don't. I mean, his ERA is in the 5s.
I know. I wish he threw harder, too.
I don't trust him as more than a 5th starter.
Right.
So if you get Gavin Williams back, but you definitely need 1 starter.
Yeah.
Carrasco and Lively, I can't rely on those guys.
No,
and I
Carrasco's
listen,
leaking oil,
I said
too.
this yesterday, Jay, and I know you'll agree with me. This is an opportunity this season for the Guardians. The American League is, in my opinion, is more wide open than it's been in a very long time. The Orioles are very good. The Yankees are playing well. But look at those teams. They're not unbeatable.
No, Texas isn't what they were last year.
No.
The Astros are they've figured it out. They've won the last 2 series. But they're 11-20 or
their
something.
Their pitching is a disaster right now.
It's
a disaster.
Yep.
So, they just got Verlander back. They just got Framber Valdez back. They should get better. But nobody's that great.
No, I agree.
And the division is better. So it's not like a couple of years ago where you could coast to the division title. You can't coast because the Royals are better, the Tigers are better, and the Twins are back on track.
Yeah.
This division is competitive. I think the Guardians should win this division, but they're going to need to make some additions, pitching at some point. But right now, I know the offense generally hasn't been a problem. I've been screaming about this for 3 days.
Bull.
You have to call Kyle Manzardo up.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
And I love Bo Naylor, but he should be in Akron. I'm sorry.
He's playing horribly.
I love Bo Naylor. I love him. He's hitting, was he in 170?
It's bad. I'd give him a couple of more weeks before I'd send him down because he was so good. But right now, Manzardo is on fire in AAA.
He is. He's down there.
He's your best prospect. What is happening? Look at this guy. He's got 1,067 OPS. He's hit 8. He's got 8 home runs. He's hit like 7 in the last 10 days.
I don't know what he's doing down there. I can't figure it out.
Listen, these are the problems. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
Regular guys who are guys that casuals just watch the game and they want to get into the Guardians. I mean, it's hard because things like this happen. And you're like, why? It doesn't make, even the diehards and the baseball purists and the guys around town are like, I don't understand what's going on.
It makes no sense.
And it's not like they're getting any more. He's already a major league guy. He's already proved he can hit. He's not going to come up here and tank and fall off.
He could. We don't know it.
Because they paid, what did they pay for Laureano?
$5 million. It's not that much.
I know it's not, but when you add that on to the salary that there's playing down in Columbus at center field.
Yeah.
Like now you've got, what was he making, $8 million?
Straw?
Yeah.
I'll say a little less than that. It's at least 5 or 6.
We're not going to forget about
that's
Bell.
over $10 million. That's,
I know.
We're not going to forget about Bell and the catcher, Zanino. Listen,
well, but at least that's off the books.
But that's a string of losses.
I hear you, but I think you got to suck it up.
4.5, okay.
I think you got to suck it up. I think you got. You have to move. You have to move on from Laureano. He hasn't been any good his entire time here. You look at his OPS. He hasn't had an OPS over 700 since 2019.
He's killing us.
So y'all really telling me that the front office is telling Stephen Vogt, now we good? How does that work?
Well, here's my fear. Bull, you said that they need to make a move.
Yeah.
Last year, remember, they made a move. They turned into Sellers. They were a game or two out from Minnesota when they made the deal. Now, look, the deal might end up,
Right, it's for Manzardo. If he ends up being good, it was worth it.
It's going to end up being in the long run worth it. But in the moment, they told fans, yeah, we're good. We'll see you next year. That's right.
And the attendance was up last year. I'm not sure yet where it is at this point. But, I feel like fans want to embrace this team. They're fun.
I do think
Listen,
that.
for all the complaints right now, they're overall played great.
So
they have 20 wins.
League still.
Yes.
So inform me. So how does that look like? Like, if Stephen Vogt's like, hey, this guy's killing it. I like to bring him up. Is there a conversation?
And that's an organizational decision.
Ultimately, ultimately Antonetti and Chernoff have the final say.
So they have the final say.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
and
wild
that was the
a little
case
bit.
even when Tito was here.
Those
moves always happen organizationally.
Yes, and the frustration.
Now, Tito had probably a bigger voice in that conversation than Vogt will have.
So that's not. I don't understand that, because doesn't that go along the lines of playing time?
No, it goes on. That is in the business side.
Right. Once he's up in the majors, then it's up to Bo.
But now, Bull, even some organizations are even taking the baseball decisions away from managers.
I don't like it either. I don't know what teams are doing that, but the thing is, Jason suggested yesterday, that maybe they're, if Manzardo comes up and finishes top 3 for Rookie of the Year, they lose a year of service time on him.
Yeah, I know they do.
And if they're keeping him in the minors for that reason,
but if he wins Rookie of the Year,
that means you're good.
They get a draft pick.
There's compensation that they get back.
It shouldn't matter. You got to try to win.
Yeah, listen. It reminds me of Frankie Lindor when they decided that they were going to keep him down.
Yeah.
And they ended up missing the playoffs by 2 or 3 games.
I know.
And had they brought him up when they should have at the start of the season, June 1st is the deadline, isn't it?
No, they're already got him for 7 years unless he finishes top 3 Rookie of the Year.
Well, what about if they bring him up pre-June
for the Super 2?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. That date changes from year to year.
Yeah, and I can't remember what it is.
It has to do with how many guys get called up this year.
It's
very complicated.
The average fan has no idea.
But the bottom line is they're going to be and even if he does, listen, he might come up and struggle. I mentioned this the other day. Jackson Holliday is the best prospect in baseball. The Orioles called him up. He went 1 for 30.
It happens a lot.
It may happen.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But he's got to cut those teeth at some point.
He has nothing left to prove for AAA. Nothing.
No.
He is too good for AAA. He needs to be in the majors.
I agree.
If you don't want to get rid of Laureano, then get rid of Florial.
Where is he playing?
First base.
Where's he going to play?
First base and DH. I think you switched them up.
So you're going to take. By the way, Naylor has really improved defensively.
He kind of has.
When they put him
at first base last year, I said this is never going to work. It's not a good idea.
Right.
But he's
improved,
really
no doubt.
Turned in. He made some plays in Houston that were. He's got quick reflexes.
I would
the ball well.
Does.
What I would do is I'd split the playing time, first base DH. Those guys would play first base DH almost every day.
Right.
If you're facing a very tough lefty, I would sit Manzardo, give somebody else, have Naylor play first on that, because Naylor plays every day now.
Right.
So I would have Manzardo sit against the elite lefties to rotate somebody through DH. But for the most part, I'd split, half the week Manzardo at first, half the week Naylor. The rest of the week they're both at DH.
Look how well.
Let's go.
Look how that bolsters. Now you got those 3. You got those 2 guys. You got Jimenez who's hitting the ball well. Then you got Hosey.
Juan's having a fantastic.
Juan's unreal.
Now you got 5. You got 5 players now that you got to worry about in the lineup.
I still think Baylor.
Hosey has not even become Hosey yet.
No. And I still think Naylor's going to turn it around. I hope he turns it around soon, because yes, if he doesn't, they're going to have to send him down. He's been so bad.
Well, especially when you consider what's Hedges hitting. Probably less than that.
Yeah, well, Fry has been there.
Fry's been the guy. Isn't that funny?
He's been pretty good.
Boy, Arias last night in center field.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's the decision there? I was very confused when I saw him out in
Well,
center
they
field
probably just wanted to mix it up.
Yeah.
Vogt is big on getting everybody at bats.
And he gonna give him all the rope in the world to say, listen, we gave you every opportunity, dog. We didn't have.
He's hitting better. Arias is.
He is.
And he's a defensive. I think he's above average defensively at short and third. We've seen him make some nice plays at third.
Yeah.
But boy, that play and it just drives home really what Freeman is doing out there. He's making it look easy.
Oh yeah.
Playing center field
Yeah.
is sometimes like playing with a bag over your head.
Man.
The way you turn, the way you run to the wall,
Yeah.
you've got so much ground to cover left and right. And Freeman's made it look
Yeah.
easy now. I remember when Freeman started hot, we had
Yeah,
on this show
he's
the
been
discussion,
struggling.
is that sustainable? And we both emphatically
Yeah.
said no.
Right. I mean, center, right, and shortstop, and unfortunately catcher are all kind of weak spots at the moment.
Other than that,
Yeah.
But
I mean,
those are premium positions.
Yeah.
Like
I know, but the infield
Yeah.
corners,
Yeah.
they've got locked.
Yes.
And that's
Left field
big.
is locked.
And you'd like to get more production, obviously, out of the outfield. Brennan's hit the ball pretty
He's
well.
been pretty solid with if they call up Manzardo, one other option they could do, and at least for a short term.
Is Laureano? He has no options, right? Like
No. They'd
Yeah,
have to.
they'd have to
See, now Jason made the point that if they DFA'd him, they don't think anybody would claim him.
I
So
don't
they
think-
could send him to the minors. And if somebody claims him, well, you get the $5 million off the books.
Exactly,
Or
right.
$4 million. But
I don't
one-
think anybody will claim him.
Probably not. But one other option they could do if they don't want to get rid of Laureano or Florial is they could send Rocchio down to the minors, have Arias be the everyday shortstop.
Yeah.
And do it that way. Then they'd be thin in terms of infield, but Tyler Freeman could play the infield in that scenario if they need it.
I mean, who's better, Arias or Rocchio? I think Rocchio's glove might be better than Arias's, but he's above average. Do you need a dynamite shortstop?
Rocchio hasn't taken hold of that position
No.
like I think they'd hoped he would.
Neither one's proven they're a definitive starter on the major league level.
I would agree with that.
At
Now,
this
they're both
point,
young.
Yeah, they're young. It's not enough time at this
Right.
point, but to this point, they
And you know
haven't.
what sucks about this is when you send one of those guys down,
Yeah.
it's a blow to the ego, the psyche. Some guys are motivated by it,
Yeah.
and they don't want to ride buses.
Right.
They don't or
Right.
travel 3
Well,
stars.
that's what the hope those guys are,
Yes. So we'll see how
Yeah.
whoever goes down responds. But for Bo Naylor, I'm really concerned about him because he's the future.
I know. And he was
They
so
made a
good
decision a
the
couple of
last 2
years
months
ago
of
that-
last year.
I know.
So good. That's why I want to give him a little more time. But come on, call Manzardo up. Let's see him tonight.
Yes, please. What a great way to start the homestand.
It would be fantastic.
We would have probably heard it by now.
Especially the Angels stink. They got no pitching. Let's go.
And Trout now is out.
Yeah.
So, all right.